Alejandro Garnacho has been recalled to the Manchester United squad for their League Cup quarter-final against Tottenham on Thursday night, but Marcus Rashford was absent as the squad departed Manchester. Garnacho and Rashford were omitted from the matchday squad for the Premier League victory against Manchester City on Sunday and were ordered to train at the club's Carrington training complex on the morning of the game. Garnacho, 20, wore a snood pulled over his mouth and a black beanie hat when he rendezvoused with teammates for the journey to London on Wednesday afternoon. However, Rashford was unaccounted for when the United players gathered at the airport car park and then Stockport station. Rashford outlined his wish to leave United in an interview on Tuesday, having reported unwell for training on Monday. United players were given Tuesday off by head coach Ruben Amorim. The club have been asked for comment on Rashford's fitness. Amorim clarified after the City match that Garnacho and Rashford would be in contention to return to the squad against Spurs. "We have one more training," Amorim said on Wednesday morning, "but it's the same situation of all the other players. If they train well, then I have to make a choice. We will see at the end of training. Of course, I expect a reaction. I expect the best of each player every day, so we will see after training." After United beat City, Amorim addressed the absences of Rashford and Garnacho. "It is important to say why. It was not a disciplinary thing. Next week, next game, new life, they are fighting for their places. But for me it is important the performance in training, the performance in games, the way you dress, the way you eat, the way you engage with your teammates, the way you push your teammates. Everything's important in our context in the beginning of something, when we want to change a lot of things. When people in our club are losing their jobs, we have to put the standards really high. For that, they have to fight for their place in the team. And today the team, we proved we can leave anyone outside the squad and manage to win if you play together. I'm going to say, again, it was not a disciplinary thing. It's the small details. You can see the games like I see, there are some things that have to change. But it is a new life, it's not a disciplinary thing. It's the performance in training, the performance in game, and then I have to change, to choose players. If it was disciplinary, I would say that here, and it will be a bigger problem, but it was not that. It was just that I want to improve my players, and you understand that for so long, for example with Rash, we tried a thing, and it doesn't work. Let's continue to do the same thing, or try something different. So it's as simple as that. If they train well with the talent they have, we will be so much better with them. Both of them. But they have to work hard, they do. Today they trained really hard, so it's a good thing. New week, new life, let's see the next one. Noussair Mazraoui has recovered from a knock he sustained against City to be available for selection. Confirmed United squad members Onana, Bayindir, Heaton, Dalot, Mazraoui, Yoro, Dalot, Maguire, Lindelof, Evans, Martinez, Malacia, Ugarte, Casemiro, Fernandes, Eriksen, Mainoo, Antony, Garnacho, Xerxes, Højlund, Ahmad. Manchester United's eagerness to sign a striker in the transfer market may be rewarded, as Arsenal have been told not to sign Victor Gyökeres. Since the arrival of Ruben Amorim at Old Trafford, United have been the club who are expected to be the busiest when the transfer window opens. This is due to the Portuguese manager's unique formation and team dynamic needing specific styled players. A player who Amorim will certainly be wanting to bring to Manchester in an ideal world is Sweden forward Gyökeres. He currently has 26 goals in 24 matches across all competitions this season. The former Coventry striker excelled under Amorim, and United struggling to score goals this season, Gyökeres would be a welcomed addition. Finances could be freed up for the forward if the likes of Marcus Rashford leave the club. If United wanted the Swede, they would have to fight off Premier League rivals Arsenal, who are also believed to be admirers. However, former gunner Martin Keown believes Arsenal need to find someone better suited. He told the Oxford Mail, "The players who are there at the moment need to start scoring goals fast, don't they? Otherwise Mikel Arteta will put his hand in his pocket and buy a forward. Gyökeres is not quick enough, and he wouldn't have been quick enough in my day." According to UEFA, the Swedish striker has recorded a top speed of 34.55 mph/h in the Champions League this season. This would put him joint 55th in the competition alongside Liverpool's Mohamed Salah. If anyone knows what Gyökeres is capable of, it's Amorim. Gyökeres currently has an £84 million release clause. However, it is reported that Sporting would accept in the region of £63 million. The training ground at Carrington buzzed with renewed energy today as Manchester United's players stepped onto the pristine pitches under the watchful eye of their new manager, Ruben Amorim. The Portuguese tactician, known for his meticulous approach and emphasis on tactical discipline, wasted no time in stamping his philosophy on the squad. Amorim's appointment as Manchester United's manager has ushered in a wave of optimism among fans and players alike. Arriving from Sporting CP, where he turned the Portuguese club into title winners, Amorim's pedigree for nurturing talent and implementing fluid, attacking football is expected to reshape United's fortunes. The early signs of change were evident today as the players participated in a training session that combined high-intensity drills, tactical shape and specific focus on defensive organisation areas that have troubled United throughout the season. The session began with a brief huddle led by Amorim, whose calm yet assertive demeanour commanded the squad's attention. Reports suggest that the manager, keenly aware of United's vulnerabilities at set-pieces and defensive lapses, instructed his coaching team to focus on improving positioning during dead ball situations. Players were split into small groups, with one half practicing offensive corner routines, while the other half drilled defensive formations. Set-piece specialists, such as Bruno Fernandes and Christian Eriksen, were heavily involved in rehearsing deliveries aimed at exploiting gaps in opposition defences. Meanwhile, defenders like Raphael Varane and Lisandro Martinez worked tirelessly to regain defensive cohesion, with Amorim stopping play frequently to issue tactical tweaks. Coaching staff could be seen animatedly pointing at zones, urging the players to communicate better and close spaces that had previously been left exposed. Fitness and conditioning pushing physical limits. After weeks of gruelling fixtures, fitness conditioning was high on Amorim's agenda. Under the guidance of fitness coaches, players endured short, high-intensity sprints combined with recovery sessions to improve their endurance and sharpness. Young stars like Alejandro Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo impressed with their energy, while seasoned players like Marcus Rashford showed determination to push beyond their limits. Reports suggest that Amorim praised Garnacho's work rate, pulling him aside to encourage the youngster to maintain his fearless approach on the ball. For the goalkeepers, the session included specific training to sharpen reflexes. Andre Onana, whose shot-stopping abilities have been vital this season, was put through rigorous drills alongside backup keepers Altay Bayındır and Tom Heaton. At the heart of Amorim's coaching philosophy lies team chemistry, ensuring players understand their roles while seamlessly working together. Today's session placed heavy emphasis on quick, one-touch passing drills, fostering better link-up play between the midfield and attack. Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount orchestrated the tempo in midfield, often breaking into short-sided games that Amorim used to assess pressing intensity and attacking transitions. Anthony Martial, who recently returned from injury, joined in to regain rhythm, linking up effectively with attacking teammates. Amorim's communication style is particularly notable. He frequently spoke to players one-on-one, explaining tactical nuances and building personal relationships, something he is renowned for in his coaching career. Amorim was meticulous in addressing Manchester United's defensive struggles. Throughout the session, players were instructed to remain compact, minimise spaces between lines, and anticipate opposition movements. Defenders practiced zonal marking and pressing triggers, with Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof stepping up to showcase leadership in defensive blocks. Diogo Dalot and Luke Shaw, playing on the flanks, worked on overlapping runs while also ensuring their recovery positioning remained solid. In line with Manchester United's tradition of promoting youth, Amorim's session included academy talents like Willy Cambuala, Isak Hansen-Aroen and Amad Diallo. The manager is reportedly impressed with the talent pool at United and plans to integrate promising youngsters into first-team setups. Kobbie Mainoo, already a fan favourite, featured prominently in midfield drills where his composure and awareness drew praise from teammates.